Hi, I'll start by introducing database testing, which is the main focus of our assignment. Database testing is essential to make sure that the data we rely on is both correct and consistent. So, what does database testing actually involve? It ensures our data is accurate and consistent by checking things like data types, ranges, totals, and there's no missing or duplicate data. It also validates queries, relationship, and constraints, making sure primary and foreign keys work properly, joins returns correct data, and triggers or stored procedures behave as expected. Finally, it tests the performance and security of the database, like optimizing query speed, handling large volumes, and verifying access controls. So, why DB Visualizer? So, it's a universal database tool that supports MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, SQLite, and many more. It lets us easily browse data, run queries, and visualize our schemas. Plus, it's very user friendly and comes with powerful ER diagrams and data analysis features, which made it ideal for exploring our sample database. So for downloading and installing DB Visualizer, I downloaded it directly from their official website, installed it on my Mac, and set a master password. Then click next. Then after that, the tool was ready to connect to any database, which made the setup quick and straightforward. So for this part of the assignment, which is just introducing the tool, I loaded the built-in Sakila demo database that comes with the DB Visualizer. So it's a realistic data set for a DBT rental store. So I explored all tables in the schema and opened the ER diagram to see how the tables relate to each other. So here you can see the full list of tables in the Sakila schema. It includes tables for customer, rental, payment, inventory, and more, all linked together to model how a movie rental business operates. And here I try to select tables. Here I try to select tables like customer, rental, payment, inventory, and film to see the direct relationship between them. This helps understand how foreign keys and joins are set up, which is important when we start running and testing queries. So that's wrap up my part of the presentation on database testing and the DB Visualizer. And now I'll pass it to my teammate who will show the manual SQL queries we ran.
part, in this part, I will be using SQL Commander. SQL Commander and Database Visualizer to manually write and run two SQL queries. We are working on demo database provided by Database Visualizer, and our goal is to find and isolate a specific rental entry. We choose a customer called Lucy. Okay. Okay, called Lucy, who rented a film on 17 of Augustus 2005, and it's paid 5.99. Okay, let's start with the first query. I already prepared it. So as you see here, I will run the query to show all rentals that happen on that date, on 17 of August 2005. This query join multiple table, customer, rental, payment, inventory, and film, so we can get all the important detail in one view. So in simple way, from this query we ask who rented and what on 17 of August 2005, and how much they pay. So when we run it, so as you see, we get whole customer's name and the first last name and movie titles rental date, and how much they paid. Okay, so as you see, and our selected, which is called Lucia. So I'm not sure if we can get it quickly. Um, to try to find it, Lucy. So I just filter by Lucy just to show for you, and she rented two films at the same date, but like with different amount of payment. Okay, so let's do it the second query. So I already prepared it, which is with more specific detail. It's filter for only one entry where the customer Luis, and rent of date, which is sorry, it should be 17 of Augustus, and the amount of pay, which is 5.99. So if we run it, we just will get to one record. As you see, this query retained just one result, which is Luis Renter. This confirmed that our SQL filter work and rendered the exactly entry we are looking for. So in this part, I demonstrate how manually write and run SQL queries in database visualizer to extract both general at the first query and the specific information from the database, and as you see in the second query. These kind of query are useful in database testing to make sure data is accurate and accessible. In the next part, we will build the same queries that I have here, visually using the query builder.
Now I'm in the Visual Query Builder to recreate and verify the manual queries that was done by my teammate using a more graphical approach. So I have already dragged and dropped the 5 tables related in our queries, and I have already give aliases for each one of them to make our code cleaner and to avoid duplication. So now I will manually create the joins between each of the tables, and we have joins between the customer and the rental using the customer ID, and we have joins between the payment and the rental using the payment ID, using the rental ID, and we have between the inventory and between the rental using the inventory ID, and we have between the film and the inventory using the film ID. So now after I have created the joins, I will choose the columns in which I'm interested, and which are the first and last name from the customer table, the title of the movie from the film table, and the rental date from the rental table, and the amount from the payment table. So after I have chosen the columns that I'm interested in, now I will add the conditions for the first query that we are working on. So the condition that I have here is for the rental date. So my table is the rentals table and my column is the rental date, and the relation here is the like because we're comparing date, and here is the date that I'm filtering with. So now if I clicked on run, I will see the generated table, and I also can see the generated query code. So we can see that the query that was generated from the graphical design is identical to the one that was manually created by my teammate, and this is for the first query. So for the second query, we have the same setup, but we only have a different condition, and the condition is now not on the rental date. So I don't need this anymore, and I can delete it. The condition now is on the first name, so I need the customer and the first name column, and it's going to be equal, and the first name I have here is Louise, so Louise. I also have another condition for the rental date, so I need the rental date, and it's going to be like, and I will use the same date. And I have a third condition for the amount, so I need the payment and the amount column, and it's going to be equal to $5.99. So now I will run the code and we'll check the generated query. So we can see that the generated table is only one entry, one row, as expected, and you can see that the generated query code is also identical to the one that was manually generated by my teammate.